Hi, my name is Sean, and I'm a Metro rider. Today, I'll be talking to you about riding the bus and finding accessible bus stops. This is Paul, our driver today. He will help me show you what I've learned. Paul, how does that sound?
Sounds like a plan, Sean.
Okay, let's get started. When you wait for your bus, make sure you're in a spot where the driver can see you. A good place is right next to the bus stop sign. There may be other riders already waiting. Let them board first. If I'm trying a bus route for the first time, I'll bring some notes about my trip, like the bus number, the time when it arrives, and where I'll need to catch the bus. When the bus arrives, I confirm with the driver that the bus goes to my destination before I get on. I'm also ready to give the driver the cross streets in case they are not familiar with where I'm headed. Hi, do you go to or near Redmond Town Center?
I do. I could let you off at Cleveland Street and 166th Avenue. It's about a block away.
Sounds great, thanks.
Okay, let's get you on board.
Next, the driver will lower the ramp, so I'll give the ramp about 3 feet of clearance. If I have questions about the equipment, I'll let the driver know now before I start up the ramp. As I enter the bus, I pay my fare. I use an Orga card, but can also pay with cash. If other passengers are sitting in the priority seating area at the front of the bus, the driver will ask them to shift seats. Many times, when riders see someone coming on board with a wheelchair or scooter, they will move on their own. The driver will make sure that the seat is up and ready for me to position myself in a spot. I head forward, then back into my spot. There are different ways to get into position. You will find what works best for you. Just make sure you're out of the aisle and that there's a space behind you so that the driver can secure your chair with the securement straps. Moving into position takes a little practice. The more I tried it, the easier it got. Now, it's second nature to me. In fact, Metro gives you chances to practice with your mobility aid through their free ramp training classes. After I'm in position, I turn off my power wheelchair. If I'm using a manual wheelchair, I will set my brakes. Lastly, I remind the driver where I'm planning on getting off. Please don't forget my stop.
I'll remember, no problem. Thank you.
Now, I just relax and enjoy the ride, but I do keep an eye out for my stop. All Metro buses have automated announcements that tell you what the next bus stop is, so you will be able to see and hear them.
Next stop, Cleveland Street and 166th Avenue Northeast.
Where my stop is next, I push the stop request button or strip in the priority seating area to remind the driver my stop is coming up. When the bus arrives at my stop, the driver lets down the ramp, then comes over to release the security straps from my chair. Then I power up and off I go. If I'm in my manual wheelchair, I unlock my brakes and head out. If I'm going on new trips, I check to make sure my bus stop is accessible. Most bus stops in King County are accessible, but I still call Metro customer service to make sure. I let them know that I need an accessible stop and that I'm using a wheelchair. I tell them where I'm starting from and where I need to go. They check their system and let me know where the accessible bus stops are and which buses I can take for my trip. I can also use Metro's trip planner online. I select accessible trips so I know my stops are accessible. I hope you found our tips on riding the bus helpful. Remember, practice makes perfect. In the beginning, I wasn't very fast getting on or maneuvering on the bus. So don't let that bother you. In time, you'll be a pro like me.
Remember, take all the time you need to board the bus safely and comfortably. It's my job to provide customer service. Think of it this way. We may wait a few moments at this stop to get you settled in, but we may have to wait for a passenger to board a bicycle down the road. It's all part of sharing the ride. So come on aboard. We'll get you there. Bada boom. If you have questions about your route, you can always call Metro customer service at 206-553-3000, or you can use Trip Planner online. And if you are interested in free training on how to use the ramps, call Metro's Transit Instruction at 206-749-4242.
mercy now. We'll get you there.